Hello, welcome to the Health Reset. My name is Mike, and started this journey with two goals in mind. One is to get to a healthy weight, and the second one is to have healthy labs. So don't really have a goal weight in mind. I'll figure that out as I get a little bit closer. Anyway, I'd like to say hello to my friends Sally, Gail, and Chris Kaiser. They just got me this very cool hat and very fitting. It says Grandpa established 2026 because we just welcomed our first granddaughter into the family, coming up on almost 3 weeks. So awesome addition to the family. Another female in the family. No big deal, I ain't scared, I can handle it. I've got a wife of many years, 30, can't screw this up, hang on, 35. Am I right?
Will be 35.
Will be 35, she's behind the scenes here, will be 35. Two daughters, they're about 30 and 28, I guess. The other one will be 31 here in a very short time frame. Anyway, and now this granddaughter, we even had a female dog at one point. So I'm used to handling these women, it's no problem. Anyway, welcome aboard. I started this to kind of keep myself accountable, but also to put it out there because I know a lot of people struggle with health issues. So I'm hoping to build a community and we can kind of do this together, learn off of each other, share our thoughts and ideas. I love talking to people. Like to keep it a very positive environment for people though. So I started on this GLP-1 medication to use as a tool to help me reach my goals. And it's just a tool. You have to still do some work with it, but it's very, very helpful. I used to eat everything in sight as much as I wanted. I didn't have a full feeling because I ate right through it and couldn't get enough sugar, couldn't get enough carbs. Looked forward to eating all the time. I made sure I ate lunch early enough so that I was hungry enough to eat dinner. That type of thing. What am I gonna have for breakfast the next day as I'm eating dinner? Oh, we're going out to see some friends. Cool, where can we go to eat? Everything was about food. Going to the store, got to get some candy, chocolate, whatever. So it's always about the food. Couldn't get it out of my mind. So anyway, when I first talked to my doctor about this, being diabetic, I was on Jardiance, which makes you go to the bathroom. It makes you pee a lot. You pee out excess sugar in your system, and it helped, but I still was eating like crazy with it. So even though it helped, I was not doing my part. So we talked about this GLP-1, it's called Mounjaro. It's supposed to help stabilize your blood sugar levels. And back when this kind of came out, they found out that people lost weight on it. So, and the more I'm getting into this, it's got tons of other benefits, this medication as well. But anyway, so I talked to my doctor about it. I said, I need something that's going to help the cravings. The cravings, I can't get it out of my mind. It's like being addicted. And it's probably like being addicted to any substance, alcohol, drugs, whatever. There's a bunch of addictions that aren't good for you. And I'm assuming this is what it's like. Couldn't get it out of my mind. Knew it was bad for me. Couldn't wait to get the next sugar in me though. So anyway, he said, this will help. And I said, cool. And he said, I'm not going to say this is the miracle drug, and then he kind of whispered, this is the miracle drug. So anyway, I go on this, and I mean, I've been super lucky. I mean, I know this medication, if you pay cash for this, it's very, very expensive. And there's different brands. There's Ozempic, Mounjaro, there's other compounded GLP-1s, so there's pharmacies that will compound and it's not under a brand name. And it's a little bit cheaper if you pay cash for those, same active ingredients, but It's a little less expensive, but it's still very expensive most of the time. I got super lucky, if you want to call it that, because I got sleep apnea and I'm diabetic and got these other things going on. So my insurance covered it. So I only paid $25 a month. And I know that's probably as good as it gets. And so I know it's not that inexpensive for everybody, but it's been really great for me. So anyway, I took, and you give yourself a shot once a week. They start you off on the Mounjaro at 2.5 milligrams. And it's in like one of those little, it's not an actual needle where you draw out the medication and give yourself the shot that way. It's in like a pen, and it's a one-time deal. So you take the bottom off, you click it to unlock it, you put it up against your skin, you push it in there, it clicks. Sometimes you can feel the needle, sometimes you can't, but you can see the medication pushes in because it's clear. You do that once a week, 2.5 milligrams. You're supposed to stay on that for 4 weeks. It's kind of the standard protocol. And then you go up to like 5 milligrams, 7.5 after 4. And you kind of keep going up each month, and it maxes out at like 15 milligrams. So anyway, I started on the 2.5, took the first dose on a Saturday morning, and literally within hours, it was like somebody flipped a switch. Like I wasn't thinking about food. I didn't want any food. It was totally amazing. I never felt that in my life, which was awesome. So, and sounds kind of weird, and it sounds weird for me to say it, knowing where I came from, but I sometimes have to think, oh, I didn't eat lunch today. I'll be at work, it'll be like 4 o'clock. I'm like, I didn't eat lunch today. It's crazy. So sometimes I have to make sure that I'm eating enough. But anyway, and it's helped my numbers tremendously. So because I want to concentrate on my labs as well as a healthy weight, I kept track for about the last 16 days. And my glucose, I've been taking it twice a day, once first thing in the morning, and then once in the evening, a couple hours after I've had something for like dinner. So my glucose for those 16 days, when I average it out, taking it twice a day, has been 107, which is like amazing. In the mornings, I'm under 100 every time, and 70 to 99 is considered normal fasting. So fasting where you haven't had anything to eat for 8 hours. So that's amazing to have a 107, taking it twice a day. My blood pressure, I've been taking it twice a day because I have one of those little machines at home too. It's like a doctor's office in here without a doctor. Anyway, my blood pressure, taking it twice a day, morning and night. It's been 115/71, which is really good. Keep in mind the glucose level too. I'm still on the Jardiance, and now I'm taking this Mounjaro. So that's really helping with the glucose levels. I'm also on blood pressure medication, so that's helping there. But when I've spot checked my blood pressure before I started all this, it wasn't even close to that. So what I'm doing is helping. Anyway, so the other part of that's my weight. So my starting weight, a little over 5 weeks ago now, was 279.4. That first 4 weeks, it was amazing. I lost 16.4 pounds. I was down to 262.6. And the cool part was, it was like, I want to say effortless, because that's what it felt like. Like I've lost weight before, and I've like had to white knuckle it the whole time, like just press through the day. I'm so hungry. I'm like counting out, how many pieces of this I can have and how many calories is it, all this kind of stuff, right? And trying to get the lowest calorie stuff so I can get the biggest bulk of food, biggest volume of food. So, and then you get, you put a week in, you weigh yourself, and then it's like, man, I didn't lose anything. Is this even worth it? Maybe you lose a pound and you're like, man, this is crazy. I can't white knuckle this thing. If I need to lose 80 pounds, I can't do this for 80 weeks where I'm starving all the time. So in that regard, like, this has been like amazing. Like, I didn't have to white knuckle. It was just easy. I was just living life, going to work, doing my thing. My wife and I doing whatever after work, and it's been awesome. So it's totally, and then I come to find out, doing a little research, this is called food noise. Never heard it in my life, but it makes sense. You're always thinking about it. It's a noise in your head all the time. So anyway, it totally shut that off. And when I do eat, I do get full faster because this medication slows down your digestive system. Haven't had really many side effects with it. Constipation can be one. Extreme tiredness can be one. I haven't really had much of either one of those. So those are kind of the more common things. There's other things like any medication has a ton of listed, side effects. Been very fortunate. I haven't had many of those. Anyway, so that brings us up a little bit to this past week. So pretty much been doing what I've been doing, and I've been weighing in once a week. I weigh in Saturday morning. I get up, use the bathroom, and I weigh in. They tell you first thing in the morning is good. And then I take my shot after that, and go on with life. But so I get on the scale this past week, and I lost 0.4 pounds. Keep in mind, I've been averaging like 3.6 pounds a week for the first 4 weeks, which it's not normal. They say a healthy weight loss average is like a half a pound to 2 pounds a week. So I know that's not normal. You're going to lose more weight at the beginning because you lose a lot of water weight and stuff like that. The more weight you have to lose, the more excess weight you have, I should say. You're going to lose more in the beginning. So, but I thought I'd probably do better than 0.4. Now in the past, I would have been so disappointed, didn't have a good feeling. But honestly, I didn't feel that this time because I'm like, that's awesome. I'm close to the average of a half a pound to 2 this past week. And I didn't have to white knuckle it to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't hungry, any of that kind of stuff. So just a total mindset change, which was, really cool. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at as far as what I can track, at least, with my weight. I do it once a week. Some people weigh in like every day. I mean, to me, that's crazy because your weight fluctuates a lot, even during the day. And if you don't believe me, get on the scale first thing in the morning. Even if you don't eat anything at all until like noon, get back on there. You'll be heavier. Just the way it is. You get back on the next morning, you might be lighter than the morning before. Your weight fluctuates. You hold water, things like that. So I just kind of spot check it once a week because honestly, it really doesn't matter to me. Like I'm gonna continue to get healthier. And if I lose 3 pounds this week or 0.4 or nothing, I'm not stopping anyway. So it really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep going. So, but spot checking is cool, and especially when you want other people to kind of join in and share their stories and stuff. So it kind of gives us an idea. So I don't feel like I'm being obsessive with the weight by weighing in once a week. I'm not doing it every day. It's kind of tempting. Like you get on there and you lose 0.4 and you're like, man, is that thing right? Let me get back on there again. And it didn't matter. Like I get on it one time, whatever it says, and I go on. I'll jump on it next week after 7 days. Because in the past, when I've lost weight, it's like everything had to be obsessive, right? Like you got to get that scale and you got to get it in the same exact spot on the floor every time. You got to make sure it's level. You kind of push on each corner, it's a level, and all this kind of stuff. It's just like, and what's it matter? I mean, like, is it going to be any more big deal if I lost 0.6 this week? No. So anyway, doing away with some of that white knuckling and like trying to have control over everything. Another good example is I do have this tracker, what it's called now. But you track your food and you track your exercise, all this kind of stuff. I've paid for it and used it about half the time these last, 16 days. So used to, I'd kind of worry about that. If I didn't log some food from the day before, I'd be like, man, what did I have yesterday? Because I got to log it, right? Everything all the I's have to be dotted, T's have to be, everything has to be perfect. And so I'm getting away from that. Who cares if I forgot to log food yesterday? I know what I did. That's all that matters. So the only thing I'm kind of keeping track of a little bit is my water, trying to get a lot of water intake. I've heard like you don't really want to probably do it for, they say half of your body weight in ounces of water. So seems kind of excessive to me. I don't know. I'm trying to shoot for about 100 ounces a day, between 100 and 128. 128 ounces would be a gallon. And it's fairly easy if you spread it out over the course of the day. But I also have to drink a lot of water with that Jardiance because it makes me use the bathroom so much. So I don't want to get dehydrated. So I track the water, and I've been just trying to keep an eye on the protein. I want to keep the protein level up. You're supposed to have about a gram of protein for every pound at your ideal weight, not at your current weight, but at the ideal weight you want to be. So protein's important because of muscle. So to build muscle, you need protein. To keep muscle, you need protein. So it's very easy when you're losing weight. You're not just losing body, you're not just losing fat, but you're losing some muscle too in any kind of thing that you're doing. So when you lose weight, you'll lose a little bit of muscle. So I'm trying to keep as much muscle as I can. I am a grandpa now, so more functional muscle than anything. I don't want to be Lou Ferrigno. And if you're a younger person, you might not know who Lou Ferrigno is, but he was Incredible Hulk, and he was awesome. I had the stretch one as a kid, great 80s toy. Anyway, man, I wish I could find that. So I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm just trying to and I haven't even done any resistance, weight training or anything yet. But I need to think about that because I want to try to keep the muscle I have. So that being said, I haven't done any weight training yet. I've hardly done any exercise yet. Like my wife and I have gone out and walked quite a few times over the course of this last, few weeks. The first 3 weeks didn't do much of anything. It's really cold where we live. Didn't want to get out. Haven't bought a gym membership yet because if I had all the money that we've spent on gym memberships over the course of our lives, we could be retired right now. Just donating money to those gyms, donating it and never showing up. So got to be careful there. Make sure we're going to use it if we do join back up somewhere. But again, I would love to go to the gym, be in and out in 45 minutes to an hour tops. No reason to spend 3 hours in the gym unless you're talking to a bunch of people, which my wife would say that I do. And but anyway, as far as working out goes, it shouldn't take you that long. But again, that brings me to the point of everybody, you watch all this stuff online. It's like everybody's in beast mode. You got to be in beast mode, right? If you're not getting up at 4 a.m., you're running 3 miles, you're going to the gym and you're lifting, and then you're coming home at night and you're doing something else and after work, or else, you can't, it's not going to work, and you're, you don't have the resolve and, all this kind of stuff, and it's totally false, right? Just do something. Start slow, and that's another thing. Like when I first started losing weight in the past, it was got to start on a Monday. Can't start any other day of the week. It's got to be a Monday, so you can just cram yourself with food over the weekend, and then think it's okay because Monday I'm gonna be starting. Start on Monday. You get the clothes, you get ready for all the other stuff. We're gonna go for a walk too. We're gonna do this, gonna do that, and that. By the time Monday evening rolls around, I'm starved and don't feel like going for a walk. Don't have the energy or anything. So you don't have to do it all now. Matter of fact, it's not a good idea to do it all now. Do what you can. A lot of people in a lot of different situations, Luckily, I'm able to walk. Some people aren't even able to walk. You might be in a wheelchair. You might have a condition that you can't walk. Everybody's medical situations are different. Just do what you can. Just get some movement in. And as you feel better, because you will, and as you do some things and then you're not totally sore or hurting yourself, you'll want to do more eventually. And that's the way you should ramp it up. That's the way I should ramp it up. So that's what I'm doing this time. So I haven't been doing any crazy workouts or anything like that, and I'm still dropping pretty considerable amount of weight so far. So that being said, the plan is, so I went from the 2.5, the first 4 weeks of the Monjero, I was supposed to go up to 5. And I thought I'm gonna try to stay at the 2.5 as long as I can. I mean, if it's working, why? And it was working great. About a couple days into that 4th week and my last shot of that, I started getting pretty hungry again, started thinking about food a little more. So I thought, I don't want to get stuck with a 2.5, milligram dose for another 4 weeks if this is gonna, keep going like this. So sent my doctor a message on my chart, which I love my chart. Had a lot of experience with my chart, unfortunately, the last couple of years. But anyway, he didn't even respond to my chart. I sent that in, I get my prescription to Walmart, and I sent him a message, told him the deal, and I said, got a little bit of this food noise coming back, and I'm starting to get more hungry, and I think I want to go up on this next 4 weeks, because they give you a 4-week supply. I want to go up to 5 milligrams on the next one, which is kind of the way you're supposed to do it. Within an hour and a half, I get a text from Walmart, hey, Monjero, 5 milligrams ready. So that's how quick it's been, and I have an amazing doctor. I mean, if you don't like your doctor or don't feel like they're your partner in your health, you need to get another doctor, literally, because my doctor spends a ton of time with me and talks about things, and I feel like he is trying to help me instead of lecture me, which is huge. So that's awesome. Anyway, so I did the 5 milligram last Saturday. So 4 days ago was my first dose of that. So, and it's been going great so far. I don't know what to expect on this next weigh in a few days. Again, really doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not gonna get overly excited if I drop 4 pounds this week. I'm not gonna get too disappointed if I drop another 0.4 or I don't drop any, because it's just about consistency over time, and I'll get there. You'll get there too. Anyway, I just wanted to give an update here. I don't want this to be about me, but about us. I want you to join in if you're wanting to start a health journey, you've been on one for a while, and you can share some tips and ideas. That would be awesome with all of us. And we'll get healthy together. So please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, be looking for the next update, and send me a message and with any questions or helpful tips. So thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.